Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's newsletter. This week we've emailed all families with details of how to restore your access to the Simon Parent Access Module, or PAM. I'm really pleased also to report that all concerns have been resolved and that none of our data has been compromised. Please follow the directions in the email and revert to using Simon and PAM as per normal. I'd also like to advise that we will be ceasing to use Operoo from the start of next year. Now, while this is not our decision, with the platform ceasing to be available in Australia from the start of next year, we are pleased in that it will simplify things with one fewer app for us all to get our heads around. We'll be using Simon instead of Operoo for excursion permissions and the like, and you'll be provided with some additional advice on how this will work prior to the 2026 school year. From December 10, legislation restricts young people under 16 from accessing and using social media. And while it's the responsibility of the social media platforms to ensure that people under 16 will not have access, the support of families will be important, as no doubt young people will try and maybe succeed in finding a way around the restrictions. The school will certainly not be taking an active role in policing this. Observation and anecdotal evidence would suggest that the vast majority of young people's phone use is currently on social media platforms, not texting mum about an emergency or checking their timetable, as they usually tell us. This restriction on social media access will align well with our updated mobile phone policy, which mandates that phones from the start of next year must not be carried on one's person, but rather secured in a locker. I read a newspaper article last week which talked about how teachers and schools are spending a great deal of time sorting out student conflict which has occurred online and outside school hours. At St Joseph's, we've had many such situations where a parent contacts the school demanding that we investigate an incident and take disciplinary action against a student for something that they've done out of hours and on social media. And while we have to manage the fallout at school, it's really not reasonable to expect us to take responsibility for managing these kinds of issues that occur outside school hours. We hope that this social media restriction, or I suppose ban is the term sometimes used, will reduce the number of such issues which occur. In conjunction with our new phone policy, we hope they'll allow staff and students to focus on our core business of teaching and learning. Exams for years 8 to 11 have either started or will start next week. During the year, our senior students have been learning the specific skills of self-directed learning. These skills, if applied well, can be extremely effective in helping students prepare for exams. We know that students have been taught the skills, and it's just important now that they commit the time to study, and hopefully the results will follow. Last weekend, we were saddened to hear of the death of Flynn Gregory, a graduate of our class of 2024. We grieve Flynn's loss and commit to the prayerful and practical support of his friends and family. One of the many initiatives in which St Joseph's is involved is Movember, which aims to raise awareness of and raise funds for research into men's health issues, including mental health, suicide prevention, prostate cancer and testicular cancer. Also note that Pope Leo's monthly November prayer intention is dedicated to those who are struggling with suicidal thoughts, that they might find support in their community and be open to the beauty of life. In line with Pope Leo's request, we commit to listening with a passionate, compassionate heart to those going through a difficult time and commit to accompanying them attentively. And finally, in addition to our direct support of the community in Kenseca, many families make a donation to the Edmund Rice Foundation Australia when paying school fees, as do families from other EREA schools across Australia. This year, the Edmund Rice Foundation has distributed $3.3 million to 44 projects in 6 countries, assisting 54,000 people. Thank you for your generosity, and God bless.